Thank you for joining our Prana lessons for today. Right. So for today's lesson, before that, let me just introduce myself first. My name is Arina, and I am the application engineer at Acadsystems. Okay, so for today's topic, we're gonna see or learn on how we can manage SharedCoordinate in Revit. Okay, so if you cannot see my screen, or you cannot hear clearly my voice, you can just raise up you can just comment to let me know. All right, so we start just a little bit on the slide. So actually, what are SharedCoordinates? Okay, so SharedCoordinates is a system in Revit that can be used to establish each model's relation to one another in coordinates. So means that this SharedCoordinates function in Revit, where for instance you have in a project you have so many models. For example, structure engineer did their own models, architect did their models, and each discipline did their own models separately. And then unfortunately, maybe like there is some mistake during the creating or designing the models. So basically the models, when we combine all those models all together, the model is not synchronized or is not coordinated between each of them. So meaning that probably the structural position is not synchronized with architecture. So that is why Revit have this SharedCoordinate function where we can relate all these models in one coordinates, meaning the coordinates will be the shared coordinates. Okay, so this is the example, like probably most of the people facing where their coordinates not synchronized between the models. Like for instance, this is the architecture model, and then when they try to link the structure model, the structure model is not synchronized. The position is not synchronized with this architecture model. So this is when we're going to use the SharedCoordinates. Okay, so the common problems that cause this this model is not synchronized between each other is firstly is all the models is using different origins. So meaning that let's say the structure models, when the structure engineer started to model their structure models, they start from another origins, and the architecture started on another origin. So that kind of problem usually could happen, but rarely happen. But it could happen. Okay, and then the second one is the vertical misalignment and also the horizontal misalignment, meaning that when they are creating the models, maybe they slightly misalign the vertical grids. So that's why the model is not aligned together when we try to link all those models. Okay, so the solution to that problems is that we're going to use this auto by SharedCoordinates to link them to be on the same position. Okay, but in order for us to use this by SharedCoordinates, we need first to manage the models in order for us to publish the new SharedCoordinates in order for us to align all those models all together. Okay, so I will go straight onto my Revit. Okay, I'm gonna start with the presentation. All right, so I have already opened my Revit. I hope you can see my screen here. This is my Revit. Okay, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to open my model, a model first. All right, so I'm gonna click on this open here, and then this is the model that I'm gonna use here, where this is one project, but this one project, the model is separately create based on their function. For instance, this is Archi model created by architect services, created by my mechanical engineer, the site model, and also the structure model. All right, so I'm going to open first my site model. So I'm going to click this site model, and I'm going to click on open. Okay, so all right, so this is my site model. So if you see over here, this is my site model. So I just want to show you. I wanted to show you first on the when I link other discipline models, like for instance, I have structure and services, and we will see whether the model is synchronized or not on this position that we have prepared in this site model. Okay, so I'm going to click on insert up here. Let's check first whether the model is coordinated or not between them. So click on link Revit, and I'm going to start first with Archi model. So click on here, and then first thing that before we publish the shared coordinate, we need first to check with using this internal origin to internal origin whether their original coordinate is synchronized or not. So click origin to origin, and then click on open. Okay, so this is currently I am linking the architect model. So basically, you see over here, architect model is okay. Architect model is, I can say, it is synchronized or coordinated within the coordinates from the site model. Okay, and then now I'm going to try as well the structure model. So I'm going to click on the structure model, and then origin to origin, click on open. Okay, so if you see, this is my this is my structure model. So it is not on the correct position that we have here. All right, so meaning that the coordinates or the origins for the structure model is wrong. I can say it is wrong from the actual origins in this project. So the next one, I'm going to link as well the services model. Open. And then if you see over here, when I link the services model, all right, so the services model as well is not coordinate or is not synchronized with the coordination the origin coordination. All right, so because of this error that happened in certain project, probably in the future you will face this kind of problem where your model is not synchronized within their models, within all the models. So that one require you to publish a new shared coordinates for this model. Okay, so now I'm going to go to manage first. I'm going to click on the manage links, and I'm going to remove first this tree model. Just now we just want to check whether the model is synchronized or not within the coordinates. So it is not synchronized, so I'm going to remove first. I'm going to click on OK. See here, manage links. Okay. Okay, so I have removed them. So basically, I'm gonna add one by one. We're gonna publish a new shared coordinates one by one for each of the models. Okay, let's start first with architect model. Okay, then click on open. So architect model doesn't have any problem, so it is fine. I'm going to go to the manage up here and click on this location. Okay, and I'm going to create a new shared site for this site model. So I'm going to click on duplicate, and then I'm going to rename it as the shared site. Click on OK, and then make this shared site as the current, and I'm going to delete the internal one. Okay, All right, so there is no need to make changes or to publish a new coordinates for the architecture, because this architecture model, the origin of the architecture models is synchronized with the coordinates. All right, so what we're gonna do next is I'm going to turn off first my Revit model here that I have linked. So I click on VG on your keyboard and then click on Revit links here, and I'm going to untick this Revit architecture model that I have linked, apply, and then okay. So the architecture model will be hide. So now let's insert a new Revit link, which is the next one will be the structure model, and then click on open. Okay, so now you see the structure model is not synchronized with the position. All right, so let's go to site floor plan. And then the first thing that before we can publish a new shared coordinates, we need first to move this model into the same or into the correct position over here. Okay, so I go to my site floor plan and I'm going to move this structure link Revit onto this shape, onto this position. So I'm going to go to the modify and then click on align. So I will align this, I will align using the grids. So I'm going to align this A grid from the linked Revit structure model to this grid. Okay, so the first grid that you need to click is the reference one, and then the second one is the one that you want to move. So it will be this grid A here. Click. All right, so now the model has moved vertically. Now we want to move it horizontally. All right, so let's move it from here, this grid 10 here, move to here. So click this one first and then click this one. All right, so now it has moved. If you see on 3D, now our model is okay. Our model, we have already moved our model. All right, now the next part is we're going to publish these shared coordinates so that later when we try to open this model, and then we can choose the positioning by shared coordinates, and it will automatically place on the right position. All right, so that you don't need to like repeat the same step where you need to align using the grid. No. So that's why we publish the shared coordinates, so it will save your time later on. Okay, so now we have moved them. Now let's go to manage, and then I'm going to click on the coordinates over here. So click this one and then click on publish coordinates. So I click here and then I choose this linked Revit model structure. Click this one. Now I'm going to duplicate a new one, and then this one I'm going to rename it as the shared site architecture. Okay, and I'm going to click on OK, and then I click on OK. All right, so and then the next thing that you can do is that you can click this one. I want to make sure that this link Revit will not moving. So basically, if you see over here, if like I accidentally drag it, the model can be moved. All right, so that's why I want to pin this model so that we cannot move it later on. So click this one and then I pin the model. So later the model cannot be moved anymore. Okay, and then now go to manage and then click on manage links, and I'm going to choose this structure model and I'm going to save the position. Click on save position. So make sure that once you already like satisfied with the position is okay, you have edit the position and so on. So make sure that you save the position here. Okay, and then click on save, and I'm going to save this one, structure model 1. Click on save, and I'm going to click on OK. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to publish the shared coordinate for services model. So just now we did for structure model. Now I'm going to do for services model. Okay. Check this one. This one is okay. All right. So the same thing as well. I'm going to hide first this model, because we want to link the next model, which is the services model. So click on Revit links and untick the structure model, live and okay. Now let's link a new model. Click on insert, link Revit. Now we're going to edit on the services model. So click this one. Make sure that positioning is auto origin to origin first, and then click on open. All right. So once I click open, the services model is not synchronized or is not in the correct position. All right, so the same thing as well we're gonna do is the same that we did on structure model. We publish the new shared site coordinate for this model. Okay, I'm gonna go to site. I'm going to move first this model so that it will be synchronized to the shape, into the shape. It will be synchronized into the shape. Okay, and let's see this one. This one I'm gonna close as well the Revit links, architecture and structure. Like okay, okay. So this is our model, right? This is the shape that we want to make this model go into this place, this position. All right. So again, go to modify, and I'm going to align this. Start from this grid A reference, and then click on the grid A from services model, linked services model. Click that one. So the model move vertically. Now let's move it horizontally. So click expand and click the grid 10 here. All right, so it's good. Now it's half moved. Now let's see on 3D. Is it okay with the model? Yeah. All right, so our model have moved. Now again, make sure that we need to publish first the shared coordinate, the new coordinate, which called shared coordinates. Go to manage and then click on coordinates, publish coordinates, and choose this services model, linked services model. So click this one, and I'm going to duplicate, and this one, shared site services. Okay, and click on OK. All right, and again, click on this model and then pin them. All right, and you go to manage links, and then select the services model, click on save position, and click save. All right, so it will automatically save the position for you. So later when you open, when you have closed all the model in Revit, and then you wanted to open again our site model, so all those models that linked will be on the position that we have saved just now. Okay, I'm going to click on OK. All right, so we have done with publishing the coordinates, the new coordinates for the model. Now I'm going to save this one. Okay, now I'm going to close this site model. I'm going to try opening using the services model. So I'm going to click on open Revit model here, and I am going to open the services model. Services model or structure model is just the same. You can try either you want to open from structure model or services model. So I'm going to choose the services model. I'm going to click on open. So just now we just link the services model. Now we are opening the services model project. Okay, now let's go to 3D. Okay, so this is our services model. All right. And then if I try to insert, maybe I try to insert the site model, insert link Revit, try to insert the site model, and then I did not change the position. I let the positioning to be internal origin to internal origin, and I try to click on open. So if you see over here, it's still not, it is not synchronized yet with the position, because the positioning just now we choose origin to origin. So if it is origin to origin, so the model will stay as the initial that we did just now before we publish the shared coordinate. Okay, so that one, so that it's just that I just want to show you the difference between positioning internal origin, and then later we will use the by shared coordinate positioning. So click on manage, and then going to manage link, this remove first, okay, click okay, and then again insert link Revit, again click on site model, and then this time I'm going to choose the by shared coordinates, this one, and then click on open. Okay, so if you see over here, the model is okay. It is synchronized with the shared coordinate for site model. Okay, the positioning is correct. So now let's try is linking the structure model. Structure model, again, positioning will be auto by shared coordinates, and I'm going to click on open. Okay, and then this one will appear. It will ask us whether, because we choose a by shared coordinate, so this message will appear asking us to choose which position that you want to use. So if you still remember, we have the internal one when we want to create a new shared site. So for this time, because I want to make it synchronized with with this position, so I'm going to choose the shared coordinate site for architecture, and then I'm going to click on OK. And yeah, so that is our structure model. Structure model is already in this model. Okay, so if you wanted to try finding the structure model, click this one. So that is our linked Revit model structure model. So basically our structure model is okay. But the shared coordinate that we have managed and we have published just now is working. Okay, so another one is that if you go to let me go to 3D again, and you can go to manage and click on this location, because currently we are opening the services model. So if I click on the location and I click on site, so if you see we have two positioning, two coordinates, which is the first one is internal, second one is shared site. The shared site is the one, the new that we just published just now. Okay, so either you want to make this one as current, also it's fine. So basically the new published shared coordinate, you can make it as the current. Okay, so later when you try to open again your services model, it will automatically the model will automatically on the new position, which we already make it as the new coordinate that we have make it as current. Okay, so that is on the shared coordinate. So it's just a simple I can say it is a simple workflow to manage the shared coordinate. So basically later on in the future, if you have this kind of problem, like for instance, you are the BIM lead, and then all those models you have got from your contractor, for instance, from your architect, they give the model to do, and when you try to coordinate the model, the positioning is quite mess, or maybe like the structure is over or is on the north and the architecture is on the south. So that is the one that I just teach you just now, is how you can manage all those models to be into one coordinate. Okay, so it's just a simple workflow. I hope you can practice in the future. Okay, so if I think that is all from me for today, for today's free online lessons. And let me see here. Yes, yeah, I know. Yeah, okay. You're welcome, CCW. Yeah. Usually, I can say most of the time, Revit is quite simple. We can just move those model using the base point or the survey point, but we don't want to do that repeatedly, right? So that's why we have this by SharedCoordinate, so that it will save your time later. Okay, so I think that is all for me. I believe there is no more questions. Thank you so much for joining our front-end lessons, and I hope to see you guys soon in our future free online lessons. And yeah, thank you, and bye bye everyone.